everybody, it's April, and today I want to talk about why I am still planking 3 years after I started. So let's get started on hands today. Fingers are spread wide. Pull your shoulders down your back, then lift your upper back, lift your chest, pull in your belly, come up on your toes, shift your weight forward slightly. The timer has begun. And then do everything again to make sure you have a good strong plank. Press into the floor, separate your shoulders, broadening your upper back, pull in your belly again, tighten up your glutes, pressing your heels back. So you should have a nice long line with your plank. It's very helpful while you're planking to have your camera on so you can see what your plank looks like. Or maybe you plank in front of someone, we're at 30 seconds already, so that they can tell you, someone who knows what a plank should look like, by the way, to plank with someone and have them tell you if your form is good. Because remember, it doesn't matter how long you hold if your form isn't good. If you're holding for a minute, but everything is all slouchy and sagging and you're not engaged, then it's not really holding a good plank. Okay, so we're coming up on a minute and I'm going to switch to my forearms. If you switch, make sure you do it carefully, mindfully, and then once you're in it, check it back into everything again. So I'm going to separate my shoulders again, pull in my belly again. Ooh, I felt stuff move again. actively pulling in your belly. So I've told the story before, but I'll tell it again, that I started planking every day, or just about every day, during the lockdown of COVID. And it was because I was kind of bummed because I couldn't go to yoga. You know, everything was closed. I couldn't, and you start getting in a funk. You couldn't go to stores other than the grocery. You really couldn't do much. No restaurant going, except for carry out. And I knew that doing a plank would help my mood. And so I did that plank. I held it for a minute. I streamed it on Facebook. We're coming up on 2 minutes, so I'm going to switch to my hands and I'm going to lift a leg. And it did help, and it did make me feel better. And so I did it again, and I did it again, and then I started increasing my time. Somewhere in there, I had hip replacement surgery, and had to start over again. But I did, and I worked my way up. Eventually, that was a little tricky trying to get hair out of my mouth while I was balancing on one leg. 2:30, I'm switching legs. And I just kept increasing my time and worked up to 5 minutes. So then once I hit that 5 minutes, which was my goal, the question was, what do I do? Do I keep planking? Do I do something else? Do I quit? I mean, what happens? But the thing was, I wasn't expecting that plank would have so many great benefits for me, in that it made me so much stronger. I mean, we know 3 minutes, I'm going to switch to my forearms. Oh, and I'm going to do side plank on my forearms. So remember, if you do side plank, you're actively lifting your hips, maybe stacking your feet, or top foot can come in front of you. Press the sole of your bottom foot toward the floor. But it toned my abs. It helped with my posture. It just made me so much more confident even in my own strength. It changed the way my arms look. I know I have on long sleeves now. 3:30, I'm going to switch. But when I'm sleeveless or have on short sleeves, my arms are banging. They look really good. And they're just toned in a way that they never were toned before because of plank. It helped make my handstand stronger. It's helped my overall yoga practice, but especially that core strengthening. That's one of the big things. And again, I knew that it would help with my core. We're at 4 minutes. I think I'll end on my forearms. But I wasn't expecting the big difference that it made for me. And, I've mentioned before that, my husband has asked, how long do you think you're going to keep doing this? And I don't know why I would stop now. Again, I'm going to turn this way a little bit. Again, it's only 5 minutes out of my day. So who cares? 4:30. And as long as I also know that if I stop doing it, I will lose it. And I don't want to lose it. I like having it. I like having this ability to plank. And you should too. So if you work up to a minute, keep doing it. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, and we see that with people who are older, who back in the day were able to do things and they can't anymore. It's because they quit doing it. It's not really because they suddenly weren't able. Now, sometimes we're at 5 minutes. There is an injury or illness, yes, that keeps you from doing things. But most of the time, it's a choice. And I choose to keep planking. And I hope you do too. Or if it's not plank, 5:15, I hope there's something that you're doing to help keep yourself in good shape that you choose to keep doing. So that's kind of my story. I've been doing it for 3 years and I don't plan on stopping unless I have to. So make a good choice for your body. Have a great day.